Prices are trading strongly positive in 2013. How much more strength do you see in them and why?
Yeah, crude oil's been another one of the commodities in the suite that's been rising the last few months, along with this buoyancy and risk appetite. Further upside from here, I don't see too much more. There is a large supply growth forecast out of emerging regions that have been forgotten about the last few years, such as Iraq and the United States. The shale oil revolution in the United States will bring supply growth to the market the next few years. And, those factors of supply and, a recovering demand should see, at least a little bit of a cap to price upside.
What is your view on gold prices turning negative for 2013?
Gold, there's a lot of gold bugs out there. Myself personally, I'm not one of them. As I said earlier, I'm a bull on the U.S. recovery. And what does a U.S. recovery mean for gold? Well, it should mean a move with it should mean higher strength in the U.S. dollar, which has a downward effect on gold. And I think we're a few years away from seeing inflation unleashed on the world. Productive capacity is still not being filled. So, I don't see gold getting higher than this. I would see it easing over 2013 as the U.S. recovery takes hold.
Rio Tinto is out with results today. What will the earnings of the diversified commodities company look like, given iron ore prices have been volatile?
Yeah, so Rio reporting later this afternoon. Earnings should be quite substantially down on a year earlier, reflecting the commodity price suite that existed in the second half of last year. So investors are expecting that earnings to be down. They're going to talk about write-downs, but what are we going to be looking to? What new information are we're going to be focusing on? And that's going to be their updated views on what they can do regarding costs and capital. So these major miners have been talking a lot about bringing costs out of the business. They've given a quantification at $3 billion on a sustaining basis, and investors want to know how is that program going, and is there any further upside? So that's going to be a key focus, as well as what capital spending plans the company has going forward.
You have a buy on Rio. How does BHP stack up against Rio? Which is your most preferred stock?
Yeah, so Rio and BHP both provide sound exposure to this reflationary cycle we're going through. So both stocks are preferred. We like Rio a little bit more. There's several reasons for that. It's on lower valuation multiples, so whether you look at a lower discount to our NPV, lower earnings multiples, it just screens cheaper than BHP. The other thing is that Rio has some earnings growth coming this year from sectors like the Oyu Tolgoi copper project coming online this year, and they should be benefiting from a step change in prices for mineral sands. So this should drive earnings upside for the company, and of course its exposure to the iron ore price rally, which we've seen over the past several months. So that's why we prefer Rio to BHP. But for investors who are prefer to play the energy space, particularly oil prices, BHP obviously has a inbuilt better exposure to that.